Here we go! Here we go!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Konsui Fighter Live.
Special.
Yeah, it's been a little while, but let's go around and introduce who we each are. So we got Logan.
And hi guys, my name is Logan. I am our community slash business slash PR guy for Cersei Studios on Konsui Fighter.
Yeah.
We wear a lot of hats.
And Sean.
Yep. That program stuff.
And I'm Shane. I'm the director of Cersei Studios. And for those of you who are kind of new to our stream, we are Cersei Studios, the creator of the upcoming mobile fighting game Konsui Fighter. You can find out more at our website, konsuifighter.com. That's KONSUI fighter.com. Some information will be spread throughout the stream of the website, our beta prime build that we're working on, whatnot. So be sure to check that out. So yeah, it's been a little while since we've done a stream.
Been busy.
Yeah.
I think it was before. I think it was February.
It's
Something
been
like
a
that.
few months, I think.
Yeah.
One thing we're going to do at the end of the stream is a Q&A session. So we've got a couple questions that people have asked us through our various social channels. But if you guys want to raise any questions for us to get to later in the stream, feel free to drop them in the chat or hit us up on Twitter with the hashtag KonsuiFighterLive. We'll be sure to check those towards the end of the stream when we get to our Q&A segment. So let's kick things off today talking about why it's been such a long time since we've streamed recent events.
And
So
not
I
so recent.
can't.
Yeah.
I feel like we did one afterwards, but I don't remember. So we're just gonna go ahead and repeat it.
Mm-hmm.
NakaCon.
Yeah.
Sure.
So NakaCon is it's a local anime convention here in Kansas City, which is where we're based out of.
Yep.
And we had a booth there, actually right in front of the gaming hall,
Mhm.
and very, very good.
Yeah.
Like it was a really good
Yeah.
showcase. We got a lot of interest.
It was nice because we were technically in the area outside of where they would require badges. So
Yeah.
I think we got some attention.
So we got people who weren't even a part of Naka to check it out.
Yep.
I mean, normally to even get anywhere, you would be going past us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Well, there's a lot of people gathering
right.
usually there.
Yep.
So.
So yeah, it was a really good time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
More than it's local, so it's very easy. I'm sure we'll be
Yeah.
there next year.
Yep.
Not huge, but it's as
yeah.
big as that facility can hold, pretty
Yeah.
much. So
I think they said attendance is about 10,000-ish. So.
Yeah.
yeah, at least.
Yep. Pretty good.
Yep.
Yep.
And we just happened to talk to him. It worked out great.
Yep.
Because we've been there in the past, many years ago, but
Mhm.
that was more in the vendor hall, which is great because it's busy. But
But people are in there to buy stuff, not
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
play stuff. So
yeah, it was kind of a weird spot for us.
right.
So this worked out well.
yeah. So this is definitely nicer.
Mhm.
And then after that, we're like, man, you know what? We need a vacation.
I've been needing a vacation for quite a while.
So we went to the greatest city in the world, Los Angeles,
Mm-hmm.
which is where I'm from.
Totally not biased.
And it was a good time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Saw pretty much every theme park we could.
Yes. Yeah, we hit up all the parks.
I guess we didn't see water parks. Didn't quite.
No,
do
yeah,
that.
because Raging Water is the one I wanted to go to.
Yeah.
Was open
Oh, that's
2
right.
weeks
Yeah,
after
yeah.
we left.
Yeah.
I don't know. It probably would have been warm enough.
Oh,
but-
yeah.
Yeah.
It totally would have been
I guess
fine.
so.
At least I remember the last day being. I think in the
Oh,
90s.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
pretty warm.
That day was warm.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we went to Disney.
yeah, I mean, out of the
Universal.
7 days we were there, 4 of them were at theme parks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Went to the beach.
we
just
went
walked around.
to Disneyland from open to close.
Yes.
Or
Oh,
very
yeah.
We
close.
were there from open to close.
We only
Yeah.
missed like half an hour at the end.
Yeah.
We were just too dead tired.
Right, I was dying.
Yeah.
Well, I
was
think the
like,
thing
"Man,
was we
oh,
got
God."
to the point at the end where like we probably weren't going
No.
to get into any more
No.
rides.
Right.
The most we could do is like walk along and
We
shop.
shopped a
but
little bit
yeah.
and called it. So, yep.
it was
But,
fun. Knott's Berry Farm.
Yep, we did Knott's Berry Farm, which that was fun.
I probably could have stayed there longer too, but man, we were tired at the end of that. So-
Well, we had.
Oh,
we wanted to go to that to El Burrito Juniors, where they have a
sheet tray.
like a
Burrito.
hotel pan size burrito,
Mm-hmm.
and so but they closed at I think 7, so we had to leave by like 5:30 to get there.
Yeah.
And so, man, that was a good burrito.
Yeah.
But
I feel bad because we had those like bags of chips and we barely went through
right.
them.
Yeah.
But
And then we went to Universal, which
Yeah.
we did. We rode almost everything twice.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anything, or at least everything that we cared about. So,
what, 2 or 3 rounds of butter beers.
yep. Yeah, there's a lot of butter beer.
Yep.
I was too big to get on a roller coaster.
Well,
My heart. And let's see, went to Renaissance Fair.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was a good time.
I used to do Renfest with my dad in Kansas City a long time, so it was kind of interesting to see what theirs was like.
It's very long.
Yeah, it's weird how they have it set up because it's a huge winding snake, but it doesn't connect anywhere, especially at the end. So if you're at the end of the park, you have to go all the way back to get out.
Yeah.
I think, no, they did have an exit, but it's not the same exit.
Yeah.
So that was kind of weird. To me, in comparison, because Kansas City's is actually a pretty good one, I think. They had a lot more costume shops, which I would kind of expect for LA. The food area was massive.
Yes.
And, like spotty trees. So some places you'd get cover, and some places it would just be barren sun. There's a lot of dust in the parking lot, but yeah, that was fun. Yeah, we have lots of pictures if we want to bore the entire audience.
I think we took 1,300.
Yeah, Logan said he wanted me to take pictures, so I took some pictures.
Yeah.
I think I contributed like 60 of those.
Yeah.
1,300.
Yeah, probably same.
Yeah, you did a couple nice night shots with your Pixel, but
Yeah.
Or some of the big panoramas we tried. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we came back to reality,
Oh.
Yeah.
and we're like, okay, we have gone on our vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's get back to work.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, we have made, well, I guess we had the internal version of a PC at PAX and
Yeah.
NACA.
Yep.
Yeah.
But now we have it on, I guess, have it working on Linux. And
Yeah, I guess one of the brief updates we had since we got back. So we've mentioned we're working on like supporting the different desktop variants. We have a Mac for iOS development and Mac development, and we did take a little time after we got back to get the Mac desktop version working and start tinkering with a test bed for the iOS version to get the engine updated.
It's a little trickier, though.
It's a little bit more work, but we have kind of a framework to work with. But it is going to require some focused time on that effort.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to hold on that and circle back toward that closer to our release window. Just so we can kind of wrap up the game and have a full game that we're porting rather than doing co-development and support that would slow down completion in general. So, we'll obviously have more updates in future streams as we get the iOS version going, but, we're looking pretty good to getting the game running on all the different platforms that we're targeting. So, going pretty good there. There was something else that happened shortly thereafter. Actually, maybe a little somewhat short.
Timelines.
E3.
E3, yeah.
And
Oh, that's
as part of E3,
we spend a lot of money.
we
Or at least I did.
well, not just for that. We'll talk about our E3 impressions toward the end of the stream.
yeah.
But we had a sponsorship that we did this year for Easy Allies. If you guys haven't checked them out, it's a lot of the crew from Game Trailers. They started kind of a new channel about, I think it was back in March of 2016 was when their first Easy A video hit.
Yeah.
And we're big followers of them
Yep.
and the content that they produce. And
I've watched Game Trailers pretty much since it was a brand new site. Way back in the day.
Yeah.
So
we've followed these guys for quite a while. And it was, we've been wanting to sponsor them. We may sponsor them again in the future. But at least for the month of June, to kind of celebrate E3, we sponsored Frame Trap for them. So go check out their June episodes of Frame Trap. We got a little shout out in there, and they have some pretty interesting discussions.
Yeah. Frame Trap, if you don't know, is they're much longer podcasts. So if you like long podcasts, they regularly go like 3 hours.
Yeah.
But I kind of like that. It's good background stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, they have like nice in-depth talks about like what they think about different games. And,
So yeah, we were glad that we could sponsor them for the month of June, and we are ongoing sponsors for them for just a podcast producer.
Yeah.
And yeah, we may do another bigger sponsorship at some point, maybe closer to release, when we have a little bit more to kind of share. So yeah, that was pretty cool. So amidst all that, and kind of segueing into our next topic here, it's time for an update on our beta progress. Ooh. So we've been working very hard, and it's kind of interesting in the world of indie games because from an outside perspective, you see a lot of silence, and a lot of times, at least in our case, that means we're pretty heads down doing some pretty low level work.
Yeah. There's changes we could maybe put to the community, but it would guarantee break something. So we don't want to.
Yeah, we want to make sure what we're putting out for you guys to try out is stable and well-rounded. So right now, in the public early access channel, we have our 1.9 build, which is kind of the last release before our full beta prime release, which is what we're actively working on right now. Just a shout out, if you're not on the early access builds, you definitely should check them out. You can go to konsuifighter.com/early or just search for Konsui Fighter in the Google Play Store. And the early access version of the game is there, which if you join the program, you'll continue to get the updates of the game all the way up through launch and beyond. And you can provide us some feedback as we go. But yeah, we're actively working really hard on the 2.0 beta prime version right now. What does that entail? Well, the big focus for a lot of us right now has been really tackling the core balance of the game. And this is kind of where we're getting the fundamental rebalance for release taken care of, I think. So we've been doing a lot of changes. For those of you who are pretty heavy into fighting games and used to analyzing a lot of frame data, we're crunching a lot of numbers right now, digging into a lot of the frame data. I wish I had an easy way to kind of show what our frame data export looks like.
Pages and pages of Excel documents.
I don't know that I have a way to do that, but maybe in the next stream that we do a build update, I can kind of show off what that looks like. I will have a little demonstration here in a little bit to kind of showcase a few things, but yeah, we've updated the tools with more details for getting all the frame data exported and organized in certain ways. We've gone through different classifications of moves, rebalancing, timings of the different phases of attacks, damage rebalancing. We're looking at everything from mobility across the stage between different moves, the kind of playability of each character, having each of their attacks connect in a good way. So there's a lot of that going on right now. And I'd say, based on my current list, we're probably a good 60 to 70, somewhere in there, % of the way done with the core portion of the rebalance work. So Sean's been doing a lot of updates on the tools at my behest to get stuff integrated in there, and I've been doing a lot of the number crunching and adjusting in the data.
I'd say you have the harder part of looking at all these numbers.
It's kind of a stylistic thing a little bit. That is something I think that's been interesting coming out of all this rebalances. I feel like this has further solidified the style of gameplay that we're providing for the game. Like just where we're landing with the structure of all the attacks and everything. Timings and whatnot. It's becoming more solid, what we're providing. So, and that is, for those of you who are, again, kind of new, we're really kind of leaning more towards your common 90s era fighters, your Street Fighter 2, 3, King of Fighter 90s series and stuff like that. So we pull a lot of inspiration from those. We have a couple things we've done to kind of make it a more polished mobile experience. So
Yep.
Logan doesn't look completely sure of that.
He doesn't believe that.
But yeah, so interesting. Let me see if I can get this to work here, and I'll showcase, for those of you who have been following the builds,
Live demos.
a little bit of what is in fact different here. I'm going to try to pull this up.
While he's pulling that up,
Uh-oh.
you guys can find Konsui Fighter in the Google Play Store by searching Konsui Fighter. That's Konsui Fighter in the Google Play Store, and I believe it is $3.99.
$4.99.
$4.99.
Did you believe?
We were $3.99 during our E3 promotion run.
Yeah.
We might do another one before launch. We'll see. But $4.99 is our launch price, which gets you all the content we ever put out for the game, even well beyond launch. So, all right, let's see. Who should I go with here? I guess I'll
Yuraku.
Do the cool one.
Yuraku.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll do Asami because I've been doing him as kind of we'll do Yuraku's stage as well. So,
Cool.
And this kind of aligns quite a bit with some of the feedback we got from PAX as well. So one of the things we heard was like strong attacks didn't really feel strong enough. Yeah. So part of the issue with that was that the actual like structure of those attacks was very similar to light attacks. So one of the things we did after we went to PAX East was create brand new strong attacks for every character. So they have more variety to the structure. The other thing, just kind of working through the rebalance, is just giving them more heft and weight to the damage and timings. Now we have, these are Yuraku's light punch, light kick attack. Pretty average timings for light normals. For the strong attacks, that is her punch. Got a pretty decent build-up there, and strong kick. So you can definitely tell the pace is a little more intentional for those particular attacks. If we look at the damage scale too, there was very little variation between light and strong attacks. So this is, if you look at Asami's health bar, this is what some of the light normals in a string look like. Pretty typical. I think they range anywhere from like 8 to 24% unscaled, somewhere in that ballpark, depending on the character, timing, and heft of the character. And then some strong attacks. You can see those definitely stack more quickly compared to the lights. There's a good variation. One of the other things you probably can't see too easily from this demonstration, but we have kind of refined our health scaling algorithm to be more in line with typical fighter setup. So each character has a weight class. We have 3 different weight classes. Based on their weight class, they have a certain amount of base damage scaling that reduces damage. So every character reduces damage from listed damage values. And we also have damage scaling on top of that based on the portion of your health meter that you're on. So I believe there's one ratio in the top third, another in the middle third, and I think the last ratio is actually the last 25%, somewhere in that ballpark. That scales it down even more. So the closer you are to getting KO'd, the more you reduce damage in individual hits. So we have that set up. We're pretty happy with how that's feeling too. Special attacks, again, probably hard to visually see a lot of changes in timings and whatnot in here. But yeah, certain attacks have had different portions of their move structure refined a little bit. We've updated the juggle mechanic a little bit to be more streamlined and more straightforward from a balancing perspective. Yeah, lots of little adjustments. We're also going to be, one of the things we're getting ready to look at is frame invulnerability and different levels of, essentially not being able to be hit by certain types of moves. So, yeah, So that's just a couple adjustments we have. We'll probably have more to showcase as we go.
From a high level, it's going to feel very different.
Yes.
So.
We even had to bake in some little things. So like for normals, because they're timed longer and we don't do canceling of normals into other normals, we had to add a little bit of a buffer to kind of smooth out the input. So like if you issue another normal command toward the end, it will pre-buffer another normal to follow that, though you still have to play out the full attack animation. It's almost kind of like a soft cancel, but it smooths out the feel of the gameplay pretty good, even amongst some of the more slow characters that have really long normal attacks. So, yeah.
So, yeah, you said how close we are on this, and when we expect it to be out.
So, yeah, we're probably still a few weeks out from the completion of the beta prime, because so you're getting into actually the road ahead. We can skip ahead to that topic here.
I didn't know if you had anything else.
Yeah. Let's skip ahead.
He's wanting to know the road ahead.
We'll talk about the road
Trying
ahead.
to segue and I failed.
Yeah. So the road ahead. So yeah, we still have about 30 to 40% of the balancing revisions left to do for Beta Prime. We also have the AI rebalancing. So if you've been playing the preview builds, one of the things you'll notice or will have noticed is that the AI is a lot less aggressive. And it's pretty easy to kind of spam certain attacks against the AI. Some of that is from some recent mechanics we introduced into the AI to take account for. We still need to do some more work in refining that. But in general, there's some fundamental systems we need to put in place to make it a little more challenging and to counter some of the new scenarios at play with the mechanics we've introduced. So that is another big area for this build that we have left. And then beyond that, we have the rounding out of the next story chapter, which will be going live, and one more of the stage themes. We have 2 of the stage themes left to go. So, yep.
But yeah, in general, I think when we talked before, this will be one of our last bigger pushes.
Yes. So after, this is definitely going to be a longer build iteration. Following this, it's going to be a lot of little content cycles of like adding training modules, adding story content, adding a little bit more to the soundtrack, a few balancing revisions or move revisions in each little build.
And testing!
And
Lots of testing.
That never ends.
So this is, Beta Prime is kind of our next major push. After that, we have 5 builds where the 5th build will be our release grade build. So yeah, the hope is that we can keep those kind of shorter turnaround and getting up to release fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Content-wise, we're pretty close.
Oh, yeah.
And that will allow me to
Speaking of
segue
content.
into the art update from Jas. So a couple just general updates on Jas's situation.
Oh, yeah.
He is moved.
Yeah. He was kind of slightly in the middle of nowhere and wasn't very happy with his job, but luckily the job he had, they gave him some time, and he was a little stressed out for a bit, but he did find something more along the lines of what he wanted in Tokyo.
Yep.
So
he's relocated to Tokyo.
Yep.
And he just started a new job there about a week ago or so now.
Yep.
So,
probably more
might
like
be
2
more
weeks
like
now.
2 weeks, yeah.
But yeah, it's a tiny place. It's a share house, so like you don't need a kitchen because there's a big kitchen that everybody shares. But his room is like a bed and a desk, and that's it. So and a window.
Like this table is probably the size of the room, maybe a
almost.
hair bigger.
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe.
It's like a single bed, but it's probably enough for him.
It works.
Yeah, and it's probably much cheaper than any alternative.
Yeah.
Especially Tokyo.
Yep. So Jas has been, amidst kind of the changing pace over in Japan, he's been working on a lot of the new super panels for each of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been drawing up these, and we'll probably share a couple of them on the next stream, but he's been doing a lot of these pretty elaborately painted character panels for when each of their super attacks is initiated. I think he's got about 3 or 4 of them done now. So we have another 4 or so to go to round out the core cast.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're coming along pretty nicely. And then following up on that, we have a couple more moves we're adding to the roster for different characters to get rounded out. So, yeah, going along pretty good. So, I think the next thing I had was our Q&A. So, Logan.
What questions do you have? Looks like there aren't much right now, but we can go ahead and kind of talk about what we thought about like E3 and all that.
Oh, yeah,
Sure.
yeah. E3 was still good, but it was definitely a slower year. I kind of expected that being a console relaunch year, or announcement year.
Yeah.
I think next year will be a much bigger deal. But other than that, there's still some good games. I ended up still picking up a handful. Like I got Mario Maker 2 and did just pre-order Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Which will be my first Fire Emblem. It looks fun.
We obviously pre-ordered Cyberpunk and
immediately.
Final Fantasy.
Yep.
Not just Final Fantasy. It's Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I thought that went without saying.
First class edition.
Yep, first class.
Uh-huh.
No coach for you.
You're right. I'm like, when they're like, this is what it is, I'm like, quick, get the store up.
Yeah.
Got that. Got Cyberpunk. Or they did Death Stranding a few weeks before that.
Yep. Yeah. That was like one of the only Sony things.
Yeah.
And then,
I almost need a list. Control still looks really good.
Yeah.
See, I don't remember that, so I need to watch the trailer.
So I think the thing is, it was very prevalent on the show floor. Like, a lot of people tried it and had impressions. I don't know that there was like a stage moment where it was highlighted.
Not in particular.
Yeah.
Related to that, I guess there was kind of similar. There was the one at Bethesda. What was that one called? Ghost something?
Oh, yes.
That one looks cool too.
Oh, I should
Very
know
similar
the name.
idea to that.
Yeah.
That was probably the best part of Bethesda's.
Yeah.
Bethesda's was a little weak this year.
It was rough.
Yeah.
It was pretty rough.
EA was kind of a joke. Like their goal was to be more focused on being an open thing and constantly streaming, but there was almost nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a weird year. Sony's was at least strong. I'm super happy to get 8 Remake. I've been waiting for that for a while.
Squares.
Square. Yeah, Square.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Squares did.
Square, Nintendo, and
Microsoft's is still good.
Microsoft was decent.
I was hoping for a
Probably the
little bit
top
more.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thing. It was good. I just feel like for the runtime, there should have been a little more meat there.
I was hoping they would kind of blow things out of the water since Sony wasn't there, just to try and take over. Like, hey, we're announcing here is the console. We'll be out on this date.
Right.
But we'll get that next year.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we'll get something from Sony this year at some point, we assume.
Right. Yeah, one would hope so.
Yeah.
Unless they're going to start. Because the only thing I assume is either they're going to be like, hey, we're doing an experience now, or it's going to just be. You know what to think about it? I don't think they've done their, direct type thing last month.
They did one for E3. But
Right.
they haven't,
Yeah.
It was
Well,
very
just
short.
before, that's where Final Fantasy was
First
teased.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But it wasn't much.
Well, we're almost done with July and they haven't done it.
Yeah.
So
There's
Did
always
they
a slow
commit
one.
to doing it monthly?
I thought they did.
No, they kind of said on purpose that these will kind of vary.
Oh.
Because even Nintendo's not really, really regular.
Yeah.
They've done 2 a month at times. We'll see. I'm worried that they'll do what they've kind of done in the past. Like even the PS4, main time they showed that off was just a press only thing, just randomly. No, but we'll see. Yeah, I think the new consoles will be nice. I just worry they're focusing too much on things like 8K, which is just not really feasible. Linus just had a thing on an 8K TV, and it was just nuts. Because it was a special TV from Sharp that had 4 different 4K inputs, and then you still had to sync them all because the current standards won't support 8K. And even then, he was getting 20 frames per second on a Titan or something crazy. So it's just not real.
Yeah. There's no
But
need to
there
focus
is
on
no
it.
need.
Yeah.
As much as I love the technology,
Sure.
4K is plenty for
Yeah.
me because it's also dependent on distance.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Oh, we did get. I got a new headset for VR,
Yeah.
the Valve Index,
Yep.
and then he also got the.
I got the
Knuckles
controllers to go
controllers.
with my Pimax 5K Plus.
I need to play it again.
Yeah.
I've been a little out of it, but
Yeah.
it is a lot of fun. It looks
Mhm.
really good, I think.
Yep.
And my old headset kind of need to be replaced. So.
Yeah.
I don't. I just have a PlayStation,
Uh,
which I still really like.
Yeah, I was gonna say I very much still like my PSVR.
Yeah.
For what it is, it's a really good little system.
Halloween is coming up. Will you
Ooh.
guys be doing another Halloween stream?
Probably.
Yeah.
And we have, speaking of E3 news,
Yeah.
like Nintendo announced Luigi's
Mansion.
Ah!
S.
Luigi's Mansion 3
Yep.
launch date will be on Halloween this year. So maybe we could stream a little bit of that while we're
Yeah.
doing stuff. I don't
Maybe.
know. It'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, as a side note, we usually I pull it together because I like having everybody will come over here and we watched a lot of the E3 conferences right
Yep.
here, so it was fun. We were gonna play games, we didn't quite have time, but we got
Yeah.
food and talked, so it was fun. Should almost stream that, but it's a lot of work.
Did we play the volcano thingy?
Oh yeah, we did.
We did try
That was a little
Fireball
before.
Island.
Oh,
I
we
haven't
did
gotten
do-
the expansions yet, though.
We did do the Borderlands game a little,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I got the Borderlands game that was announced at PAX.
yeah, card game, very
And-
simple game.
Yeah, super simple, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's enough for what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's not forget one of the more important things.
Uh-oh. That's not Final Fantasy.
Well, another super important Final Fantasy thing is Shadowbringers came out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I logged in.
Oh,
I'm a
they keep dragging
I'm
you
a
back
big
in.
fan of 14. I've subscribed ever since it came out, except for 1 month.
Went to that convention even.
Yeah, went to FanFest 2014, but so I kept my subscription, but I kind of stopped playing like 4 months ago, and I'm super behind.
Mm-hmm.
So even when I'm logging in, I still can't play Shadowbringers because I'm still back in 5 patches worth of content to go
Wow.
through. And they did so much revamping with character updates or like class
You have to
actions
relearn it.
that like I went on to one of my hotbars, almost everything was useless, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna spend like I'm off tomorrow. I just recently moved,
Mhm.
got everything set up in my house, and so I can finally relax and play. And I can almost see myself just spending most of tomorrow just
rebuilding. your
refiguring,
layout.
rebuilding my hotbar and figuring out the new rotations.
Yep.
Yep.
Good luck. That's one of my only things with MMOs is like it's almost overly complicated in how everything's organized and what's useful at any given time. But oh well.
But anyway, so it wasn't 14 I was going to mention.
Okay.
A week from tomorrow
Uh-huh.
is somebody's birthday.
Is it? I know yours is coming up.
And it's not mine. But mine is 2 weeks from Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, in case y'all are interested. But,
We're just gonna take everybody along for the
Yeah.
ride.
Yep.
but, yep, it will be Sean's birthday
Yay.
on Monday.
I'm getting
Mhm.
old.
And we're all getting old.
Yeah.
And so look forward to that. He doesn't know what we have going on.
Logan likes surprises.
I don't even know what we have going on. Wink. But we'll see how that pans out.
Yep.
Has to do with pans, huh?
Right, I was like, hands. We're gonna go mining for gold.
Yeah. Pan's Labyrinth.
Birthday cake build stream. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah, there was the other birthday.
It
they
would
built.
yeah. The one birthday for Sean where we spent the whole day building a portal turret,
Yep.
and Logan made the cake. And
I
yeah,
found like a recipe online for the cake from Portal.
Yep. It's like German chocolate or whatever
Yep.
it
It
is.
was
Yeah.
some type of chocolate cake.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then Shane and I built the turret. Shane did most of the work, but
And
the structure went pretty good. It was when we went to go paint it that like the primer reacted weird with the foam or something.
Just melted
Which
it.
is weird because I've worked. It depends on the foam. There
Yeah.
are certain foams you can use that
There
works
is.
fine, and I've done stuff like that before. But like this particular one didn't play
Yeah.
nicely, so we ended up having to do like a last minute paper mache job over the entire thing.
because like half of it was eaten through.
It
Yeah,
was a little lumpy, but mostly kind of standing. But
and like try to get that to dry to then paint it and put it together. And I think we glued the legs on right before Sean got to your place
Yeah.
and moved it quickly to the garage to let it dry while we were gone
Yep.
at a movie. I think we saw a movie.
Oh yeah, what was
I don't remember what we saw that year.
Huh.
But yeah, we saw a movie and
I'm
came
really bad
back
at that.
and we set it all
And I was
up.
like, "Hey, Sean, go in my room." And he's like,
Not subtle at all.
Okay. But
Isn't that room amazing? Yeah, interestingly, that's a house that's not too far from here too.
No,
Yeah, it's not too far.
Yeah, it's super close.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I will tell you, we don't have a turret being made,
Okay.
No.
and we
Well, and at
don't-
this rate, we'd 3D print one, probably.
Yeah, probably.
I think
Add some
Shane
lights.
wanted to try to program one of our like old Android phones.
So
that
what I
had
was
the
trying
eye.
to do was to have a cutout, because we did it in halves, and I was like, if I have time,
Mm-hmm.
I can throw this together. I was going to make like a really basic app that just had like an animated image of the
Yeah.
eye and like looped through different sound samples
Yep.
from the turret.
Yeah, because you can get those from the game.
Yeah. And so like I was going to try to make a cutout because the eye we ended up using I think was just like a round bicycle brake light type thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, if we have the time, I'll throw something together and we'll put that in there. We did not have the time.
I have at least one picture
so
of that
it
somewhere.
yeah.
I was trying to pull it up because I have him actually on my Facebook page.
Oh yeah,
And Facebook is like wanting to
a
be
horrible interface.
Right. Facebook's wanting to be a jerk. So
Well, while you're looking for that, I did want to touch on today's stream on some user feedback that we got. And we've kind of responded a little bit to some of these comments. I think some of them were kind of just now gathering together, but we did have 2 comments from the community that were shared with us on our trailer, actually, on YouTube. So the first comment we got came from Brian Morales, and he had some really good feedback on kind of overall impressions of the game. I think this was around the time of the 1.8 build. And one of his main pieces of feedback that we kind of responded to as well was the lack of clarity around how to get to the training when first starting. So we mentioned on there, but just to kind of discuss with the community here, yeah, one of the things that we've had planned, which we'll probably incorporate into this 2.0 build, is having a tutorial prompt. So when it's the first time you're launching the application, there'll be a point when you go into the menu system where you'll get a pop-up that asks if you want to have a brief introduction to how to play the game, which we do during the demo.
For conventions.
Right. But we want to refine a little bit. And if you select no, that the menu actually presents you with where to go to find that. Because that was another thing is a few people have said, like I went to training, but I wasn't exactly sure, where to go to get to that thing. So we're going to try to make that a little more clear, a little more in your face, at least the first time you start the app. It won't prompt you again after that. There will be a way you can reset all your data in the options menu eventually, which a lot of games kind of do that sort of thing.
Yep.
So yeah, be looking for that in one of the upcoming builds. Hopefully this 2.01. Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Oh, it's all rotating.
Yep.
Oh, that's weird.
Is there a
Why
way to-
won't it sit up?
because this is how it's.
All right, so
in.
everybody just
Turn your.
take your head and just kind of like
Yeah.
do this.
So this is the
And
before.
turn sideways.
Oh yeah, so that's where I got that shirt. I still have
Yes,
that.
yeah. So Logan got you the Aperture Labs shirt. I forget what I
Slim
got
fit?
you.
You thought I was a slim fit?
I forget what I got you that year. This was the
Yeah.
same. I think this was the same year that Portal 2 came out.
I think so.
And we had been playing the co-op for a
Yeah,
bit.
2011.
Yeah.
Yep. My old hat.
Nice.
Still need to get that new hat.
We did go to Chosin this year, didn't we?
No, not this year
This-
yet.
No, that
This year.
I
Yeah,
think
maybe.
we went to Chosun and somewhere for a movie.
That
Can't
was
remember.
Sean 8 years ago.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And so that's.
Oh
the
yeah,
big
my Babon shirt. Yeah. So this was like toward the end. You were probably already on your way over, but this was after. Yeah, this was we were trying to accelerate the process of finishing this thing. You can see on my facial expression how
Oh yeah.
thrilled I am with the
Super
fact that we had
excited.
to like randomly paper mache this thing
Aw.
together.
Is that for waiting?
Oh
it down?
yeah. I think we were still trying to get the two halves glued together or something here, and that was like a poker set that one of your roommates had.
I don't know if
That
I
was
saw
kind
some
of
of these.
hefty, and so we put it on there. Yeah, we literally spent the entire day building this thing and getting other stuff ready.
Oh, there's my cat.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Staring. But Scarlet, I still
Yeah.
have her.
Yep.
Granted, she was a kitten then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tiny.
Yep. We're just like, God, would you just dry?
Yep. Like quickly painting in the details.
Yep.
Yep. Gorilla glue.
I mean, as an accompaniment for the cake, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it turned out all right.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of effort.
But,
Yep. Those are the halves.
yeah. And
I think we were having issues with the legs too.
Well, they, like, once we attach them, I think they were bending kind of weird.
Yeah, by the end of it, it was kind of leaning.
Yeah. But the fact that it was able to actually stand up, I
Yep.
was pretty impressed.
That was the important
So,
part.
but,
Nice.
Sorry, Sean. We're not gonna do.
Aw.
yeah, no.
The one time ruined it.
So the other piece of feedback we got is from user Black Gaming Geek on YouTube, and he requested that we add support for keyboard
Looks
controls for Chromebook,
Oh,
because the app does run on Chromebook. And yeah, so we actually have keyboard controls defined. They're not in the Android release yet. So the desktop version that we've been talking about at some of the shows, we actually have a full keyboard mapping. So we basically just have to add some bindings for the Android one to set up passing through the keyboard entry
Yeah.
down to the game, and then at least that standard control mapping should be usable. So
Which I think we've like tested
Yeah.
with before.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's just not enabled.
yeah, so we will definitely look at getting that in
And-
soon.
And it does need some polish. Like it's
Oh,
probably not
yeah.
gonna be final.
Yeah,
we
you're
need
not-
a remapping option. That
There's
we don't
definitely
have.
some things for, so there's no support for remapping yet.
Yeah.
There's logic in the system to do remapping, but we haven't built like a menu system to go through and do remapping yet.
Yeah.
So it would be fixed layout for the time being. The other thing is that a lot of the menu systems have not been updated for non-touch control.
Hmm.
So you would still need to use like your mouse pointer to click through the menus.
Yeah, or touch or something.
Or
Yeah.
touch if you have a touch-enabled
And,
display.
and that's even an issue on the PC build. So,
Yeah, it works okay with Logan Surface.
Oh, yeah.
And you can kind of poke through and then play on the controller. But yeah, that'll be a little further down the road as part of the kind of UI polish and stuff we add close to release, and getting that ready for the desktop variants as well for controller support on the menus. But it is on our roadmap, so.
Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, and it'll be nice, honestly, to even have some of that like controller support more built in and
Yep.
things like that. So, but yeah, even per platform, it'll take some tweaking, I think.
Yeah.
So, yep.
So, closing thoughts
Yeah.
on anything.
Anything.
Anything goes.
Well, about those politics.
Other than politics.
Oh, please no.
No.
I broke my phone, so I'm just dealing with that. It's not like super broken; it's still usable, but
Yeah.
it's.
Isn't it slow charge, basically?
I wouldn't even say it slow charges, but it doesn't do fast charging.
Hmm.
Like when my phone was at like 15%,
Mm-hmm.
it was 2 hours to charge it full.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, my phone always lasts the whole day.
That's
so
good.
I
Yeah.
only charge it when I'm sleeping, so it really doesn't matter.
Did you want to tell the story of how that happened?
Well, so kids, this is what you do. If you're gonna drive somewhere that's not in your state, make sure you check the weather and don't just prop your windows open in your car rental
You know, it's hot.
because you think that it's hot,
Yeah.
but then, hey, on a Doppler radar, there's this big thing coming and you didn't check, and you come back to your car three hours later,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a pool inside.
Yeah.
Including your phone.
There wasn't anything in the car that wasn't wet. And so, like, water got in the cup holder. It was only about, like, quarter-inch
I mean,
deep.
Doesn't take much.
that's a lot of water to get into like the center of the vehicle
Yeah,
through a cracked
yeah.
window. That was a lot. That must have been a lot of rain, or like a lot.
It
of
was very
windy
windy.
rain. Yeah.
Yeah.
it was
So it
very-
probably came in sideways.
Yeah.
But so my phone was sitting there in the cup holder with GPS going back. I went to Iowa, like super northern
Work thing.
Iowa for work, and my coworker was like, "Hey, there's water in here." I was like, "What?" And I was like, "I thought I got that." I'm like, And the phone looked like it was fine and all that, but I get home, my wireless charging isn't working, and the fast charging is not working, and my phone on the screen shows that it's plugged into the USB is plugged into a PC when it's not plugged into a PC.
All the time. Yep.
So I can't make it go away. So luckily, the water indicator's not hit because the water indicator's on the top of the phone, and this was on the bottom. But, so
Yeah.
that's tomorrow's fun chore.
Yep.
At least you're getting something for it. So, or getting a new one, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But yep. Check the weather.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just be like, okay, Google, what's the weather like today?
Do you have any more of those work things, anyways? Or is that it?
Forecast 76 with a.
There we go.
Right
See,
now it's 80 and cloudy.
right now it's 80 and cloud. Thanks, Google.
I was kind of wondering if it was
What
going to
did
pick
you
up
do?
on that.
Am I done? Yes.
Is that? Are you
Hashtag.
answering yourself?
Cool.
Yeah, I don't have much else.
Yeah.
Still working on stuff. We're
Yep.
getting there.
Yep. Yeah. Making some good headway on the balance. Next stream.
Yeah.
So I think for our next stream, we'll probably do another Gundam build stream. Because
Yeah.
while we were in LA, we kind of bought even more Gundams to put in the pit of Gundam models.
Yeah. I was close to buying some. I didn't because I have a bigger pile than they do. So.
I don't know. My pile's slowly growing.
Oh, that's true. You're catching
Because
up.
I haven't built as many, but I've been acquiring a few here and there.
I just think it's funny. Yeah, we have like a giant shelf of games and Gundams, and like most of the shelves are mine
Yeah.
for the Gundams.
Yeah.
Like game wise, you're probably beating me, but yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I did have to buy a new shelf system at home. And all that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's that. But
We should. We kind of tried to get Jas on, but he's probably busy.
yeah,
We'll try to get him on sometime.
yeah, I was gonna say I hit him up admittedly kind of late. But one of these streams, I'd like to see if he couldn't just record at least like a message that we
Yeah.
could share.
Tales
maybe-
from Japan.
Yeah, showing off his place and maybe talking about some of the stuff he's been working on for the game over there. So
Mhm.
either through like maybe a Skype, we'd have to get the timing right because there's
Yeah.
obviously a big time differential.
Yeah.
But either Skype or some pre-recorded thing, we'll try to
It's
see if
about
we
10
can
a.m. now. So
Yeah.
we could probably do something like this. but-
share something with you guys from him. So
Yeah.
yeah.
He's not.
No,
okay.
but if it's a one-time thing, hopefully
That's
you can do
okay.
that.
Right.
So,
All right. Well,
yeah.
this
Lead
has
us
been
out,
Konsui
Logan.
Fighter Live. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Again, you can find Konsui Fighter Live in the Google Play Store by searching Konsui Fighter Live, and it is $4.99 right now.
Mhm.
We have about 9 playable characters on there, part of the story, and Wi-Fi
Local
multiplayer. So
Which that might get some tweaks eventually too. We're
Sure.
not done with that, but
It's pretty solid, though.
Oh, yeah.
We've done quite a bit of work on that recently, and
I think it's
with the
more
most
just
recent update, it's
setting up a match maybe and
oh yeah,
like
the
little
logical
things.
flow
Yeah, yeah.
for sure.
and a lot of the balancing we gotta test with multiplayer too.
otherwise, find us on our social media
Yep.
channels at Konsui Fighter at either Twitter or Facebook.
Yep.
And if you are watching us on Twitter, we are also on Mixer and YouTube.
Mhm.
And if you're on one of those two, we are on Twitter. I mean Twitch. Sorry.
and Twitter.
It's all
We
the-
are on
Yeah.
both.
It's
You are
all
not
the-
wrong.
We're trying
It's
to
all
stream
the-
on all of them
it's all
now.
the-
We're everywhere.
It's all the twiz.
We're not on YouTube Gaming, but that's,
Well, YouTube gaming
it's
is
good.
going away.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Just normal YouTube.
we're on YouTube. So yeah,
What else is there? But yeah.
awesome. Well, thanks again for
Yep.
joining us, guys. Stay tuned to social media for our next stream,
Yep.
and we'll see you guys there. Bye.